Good evening and welcome to episode number 86 of Tetrakey TV. My name's Rob Yates and it's a pleasure to be here with you this evening to offer you something to help you take your business and your life and your performance forward faster, to achieve your goals faster than you would do if you just did it on your own. This evening is short, sweet and a very direct question. Are you doing different, big and fast enough? And that's it. Are you doing different, big and fast enough? You see, here's the thing, is that your competition is out there and they very easily are matching what it is that you are doing. Because it's easy to match you. They even, and in fact I'd advocate this for anybody, if you want to know what your competition is doing, go and buy something of what they're doing. Go and buy something. Go and buy a product or a service. Yesterday, in fact, I bought I bought a coaching firm's online offering. Got my credit card out, typed little numbers in on the screen, press purchase. Got to find out what their sales funnel looks like, what their sales process looks like, what the quality of their product looks like. I now can easily match them. And actually, because I now know what they're doing and can match them, I actually can easily better them. Now, I'm not going to tell you whether we were already ahead or not, but are you doing different, big, and fast enough? So let's go and think about what different is. So different is changing up, is mixing up, is stopping doing what you're doing and doing something that's in addition or different to what you're currently doing. Now, big enough is an interesting thing because the definition of big changes from person to person. So my definition of big may well be this big, and your definition of big may well be this big, but in my eyes is only that big. So here's the thing, you may well feel like you're doing different big enough. You may well feel like to you it's this size, but if to your competition it's that size, and then they for themselves do this, they're that much further ahead of you because they're doing different bigger. And if they're doing different faster than you, they're leading you and you're playing second fiddle to them. So what do you need to do? You need to get to know your competition. You need to work out how much and how often you have to innovate. And speed in innovation is everything. The slower you are, the more likely it is that your competition will overtake you. It is just like driving your car on the highway. If you sit there at 50 miles an hour, one of your competition will sit there at 60 miles an hour, overtake you, and another one of your competition will be uncaring about the police and will overtake you at 80 miles an hour, even though that 50 feels fast enough for you. So in business, what do we need to be looking for? We need to be looking for what is the competition's definition of big enough when they're looking to do different. So we do that by looking back through the period of time we've known about our competition for, and we go back and go, look, when they change or they do different, how big is it and how does that feel to me? Now, if their version of different feels this big and we are prepared to do that big, that's a brilliant place to be in as long as we do it fast enough. However, if the competition's definition of doing different is so big, it's off the screen right now, and that's how it feels to us, we've got a mammoth task on our hands to get ahead of that competition. So my advice for you this evening is to go and spend some time analysing your competition. Analyse what it is they're doing and when they innovate, how aggressive are they with that innovate? How big is that innovation and how fast is that innovation? Your job then simply is to be quicker, at a higher quality, to a larger degree. You see, once you know what the competition does, they are unlikely to change their behaviour, which means that when you know how they innovate, you can simply just out-innovate them in quality, quantity and speed. And in general terms in innovation, speed is everything. So in terms of doing different, Are you big enough? And are you fast enough? Well, only you can answer that. Here's the thing. If you're sat there currently going, yes, what we do when we innovate is big enough already. And what we do when we innovate is fast enough already. In my almost 20 years worth of experience of doing this now, what I'll say is if your answer is yes at this point in time, probably you're about to be left behind you by your competition. Probably if your answer is yes, that you're not big enough, you're not fast enough, and maybe that's exactly what it is you need to go and do. So think about your business. What's the innovation? How are you going to get more customers in? How are you going to get more customers purchasing? How are you going to do that at ginormous scale, at speed? And how are you going to outplay your competition to genuinely be the leader in your industry, in your location? That's been my thought for this week, and it's my thought going forward into next week. Next week for me involves 5 cities and I think 3 continents, and I'm only around till Wednesday. And in that time, I've got a whole load of innovation at speed and at scale to go and do. And I wonder for you what your next week looks like and what it is that you're going to do different, how big you're going to do different, and how fast you are going to go and execute on that difference. These are the factors that will define your level of success for the rest of this year. So maybe you want to go and listen to my mumbo jumbo, my sort of slightly clear yet unclear words, and go and make your mind up about what difference and what speed is going to look like for you next week. I challenge you all to whatever you think is big enough, times it by 2. And whatever you think is fast enough, make it twice as fast. And then just go and see what the impact is for your business. Have a great weekend. Be awesome. Spend time with loved ones and friends and family. I hope you get a chance to do some work as well. And thank you to Paul Kuthi from Portland, Oregon for joining us this evening. I'll be with Paul in Portland, Oregon on the 19th of May, doing a breakthrough day, breaking through to your unlimited success. And if you want to know more about that, I suggest you go to tributarycoaching.com and or email paul@tributarycoaching.com, and he'll be able to give you more information about that. But if you're genuinely serious about making this year your year, the year where you are immensely successful, it is the day you need to attend this year, period. So that's it from me. I'm off to go and have a nice glass of single malt whiskey, hang out with my wife for a while, and then get some sleep. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.